Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Workar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another quick sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Shai. And this is Friday afternoon, 3:13 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Friday afternoon on May the 27th, 2022. And the title of this quick sit-down lesson is going to be for today on this Friday afternoon. Rumors of wars once again increasing in the last days, and this is a news article from RT.com, and this was published on May the 27th, 2022, and this is from World News from RT.com, and the highlight of this news article, and it reads: NATO aspirant hosts a bloc warships. A port called Helsinki, if I pronounce it right, will be followed by a major U.S.-led exercise in the ballistics. She went to Dollar General. Yeah, get a few things. So yeah, let me read this article right here. It says 2 American warships and a French Navy vessel joins a German frigate in Helsinki on Friday. Finland has applied to join. NATO is holding a number of exercises with other nations. Sweden and fellow aspirant will join a major NATO drill next month. The USS Gravely and Auckland Brooke-class guide missile destroyer, the USS Gunston Hall Willoughby Island-class dock landing ship, and the French Navy F-7 type anti-submarine ship of Latos's Trevi dock in the Finnish capital on Friday and will remain there until Monday, Finnish authorities reported. The warships have joined the German Navy ship in Sturtions, the lead in its class of air defense frigates. It arrives in Helsinki on Wednesday after taking part in a joint exercise with Finland and the coastal fleet earlier in the week. The 2 U.S. Navy vessels conduct a joint naval exercise in the Baltic too. It also in the USS Courage, a Whips class amphibious assault ship, as a Finnish and Sweden forces. Sweden sent its largest, biggest warship, the HS WMS Karlskrona, to take part in the drill. Slovakia, if I ain't pronounced the words right. Continue on with the reading of the news article. It says, after the maneuver near Finland, the USS Courage sailed for Stockholm, where it is scheduled to participate in the massive NATO drill, Ball Types 2022. The 51 iteration of the annual drill will take place between June the 5th and June 17th. It involves 14 allies as well as Finland and Sweden. More than 45 militant units and 75 aircraft, saying approximately 7,000 personnel will participate in the drill, according to the Pentagon. John Kirby. It says Finland and Sweden have been long closely integrated with NATO, but refrained from joining the U.S. bloc due to national traditions of non-alignment, and Russia opposing to NATO enlargements in Europe. The stance changed after Moscow launched an attack against Ukraine. Russia accuses NATO of encroaching into Ukraine's territory without a formal expansion, as it cited reasons for the attack. The two Nordic nations applied for full membership of the alliance early this month, but needed to overcome resistance from Turkey. Right, I was hearing about that as well too. In order for them to fully join NATO as its allies and membership with NATO, I believe Turkey need to shorten certain things out, I believe, in that stance. It says Turkey, before they can submit, accused Finland and Sweden of harboring terrorists and promising Turkey security with an arms embargo, among other things. So yeah, this comes in a time where, other nations are currently, gearing up, preparing for war. Now you got massive drills with, the NATO allies, along with Finland and Turkey is going to take a major part in these exercise naval drills, And, we've been saying this for quite some time now. We are living in the times of, Second War was past. Behold, the Third War coming quickly. Because we are heavy living in the book of Revelations, because the increase of these wars and rumors of wars, and the nations shall rise against nations and the kingdom against kingdoms, and the increase of commotions of wars, which that's in the book of Luke chapter 21 verse 9. Because we're definitely for certain in the stages of continual and increase living in these times that we're living in. It relates to war, and these nations gearing up for war as well too, as we see it with the current Russia-Ukraine situation, and over there in the South China Sea. Then you got the United States, Tokyo and South Korea figuring out plan to destabilize and deneutralize North Korea, and Pyongyang, Korea, of Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, from fire his nuclear missiles. And then you got Iran continue to develop their nuclear uranium capability. The increases of that consistently going up. Then you got these nations are purchasing missiles, defense, and you got United States continuously defending Taiwan, and you got China sending warning messages to United States and its allies as well too, but mostly foremost towards the United States, And then you got India, Pakistan, and these other nations, which is in the book of Joel 3 and 10. Let the weak say I am strong, because you're starting to see these nations creating and developing, enhancing more and more of their nuclear capability as well too. And then you got the current situations with the Middle East over there, in Syria, and I believe the president of Turkey, they're gonna launch a new operation in Syria over there, because you still got Russia army down there in Syria as well too. And then you got I believe a few days ago, I believe it was Syria was denouncing of what the United States did over there in Syria. You know, they want them to pay back for what they did to their country, along with Afghanistan and Iraq. So, you know, that goes to show you that we are living in those times of increases, a buildup of World War III. That's why you've been seeing these continuing of joint Navy exercise drills with these nations that are allies with one another or adversaries against one another, and the increases of the nations rise against nations and the kingdom against kingdoms as well too, furthermore increasing. So, you know, expect to see more of these things continue to build up and increase in the last days. You know, like I mentioned before, these nations are gearing up, preparing for war. That's why you're seeing these nations doing these next Navy exercise drills, military simulation drills. You know, these missile launching tests with North Korea doing hypersonic missiles, ICBM missile launches, long range, short range, mid range. You know, these nations stocking up their nuclear capability and arsenal. You know, they're fully training with their soldiers, you know. And so you're going to see more of these things increase in the last days, you know. Rumors of wars. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end is not yet. Right, you're going to see more of increase of wars and rumors of wars. I believe there was another rumor, too, that I was seeing it on RT News, alternative news around the world, you know. It was, I believe, the United States is going to send more artillery to Ukraine in the next coming days, I believe. So, you know, because at first the war was kind of decreasing, but it's, I believe it was some more attacks have increased again over there in that region, in the Ukraine, in the Donbass region, all parts over there in Ukraine. And you still got, you know, the Ukrainians and the Russians still going at it with each other over there in that region, you know. And then you got more, I believe, the allies of the United States and Ukraine and the NATO allies as well, too. Along with the Western allies as well, too. They still continue to give more military aid for the Ukrainians over there, you know. So that lets you know the increase of more wars and rumors of wars, which we are seeing right now in the world today, you know, especially over there in that region, you know. And then you got the increase of wars, Israel versus the Palestinians, the IDF. Then you got the war going on, which is ongoing. Sometimes it calms down and it increases back up with, you know, the over there, the Syrian border, between the Israeli border and the Syrian border as well too. Yeah, constantly conflict going on over there. And then over there in Yemen, even though they under a trust agreement or whatever, ceasefires somewhat, even though I heard it was a news article on that the I don't know if the Houthi rebels or some kind of type of group over there, they keep on violating the ceasefires agreement that both sides came to an agreement on. So, the peace treaty is going to break on that, and then it's going to start back to escalating wars over there and again with the Saudi coalition, which is allied back to the United States, going against the Houthi rebels. Then over there in Syria, like I mentioned before, the president of Turkey is going to launch this new operation over there. Because, you got the Kurdish-backed soldiers over there that supports PKK terrorist organizations, according to the president of Turkey saying that. So you got a new operation going on over there. You got the wars and rumors of wars, with that as well too. And along with the South China Sea, because I believe China was sending a warning because they did some military exercise drill. They sending a warning to Washington and its allies as well too. Just like the United States, I did a video on that as well too 2 days ago about, I believe it was like a military offense they was training as well too with South Korea and the United States as well too. They did a military response of full training as well too, in the response of North Korea doing their nuclear missiles and ICBMs testing as well too. So these are more continuing prime examples of that buildup, that buildup of World War III. In the times that we are living in, that more continual increase of the buildup of the wars and rumors of wars, and the nations should rise against nations. Like I mentioned before, that's why you're seeing the increase, and this is increasing even more and more with these exercise drills, these joint Navy exercise drills, these warlike type simulation type drills. Not too long ago, you had I believe Israel, and they was doing a potential army simulation drill of attacking Iran, So, you got these two different nations, got that never stop, continual, perpetual animosity towards one another. They look at each other as adversaries, So that's going to furthermore increase as well, too. So all these things that I just named is just furthermore prime examples of the increase of the wars and rumors of wars. The nation should rise against nations and the kingdom against kingdoms. Second war was past, third war coming quickly. The increase of commotions of wars around the world as we see it, and bring out this last, two more scriptures. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. In verse 9 in the book of Luke, and it reads, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not by and by." Right? Because like I mentioned in my previous videos, the more increase of prophecies of the times that we are living in, because we are seeing these things right in front of our eyes in the current modern day times that we are living in, So it's going to furthermore increase. These continues of wars and commotion is going to furthermore escalate, till we get into a full World War III, which is in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, in the Middle East. And it's going to get to that time, because we are seeing the stages of it being built up, in the times that we're currently living in, And I'm bring out the Revelations 11 and 14. Okay. And then I'm gonna you keep it. Oh, she must be in there. And this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. Because we are definitely living in the book of Revelations very heavily. in the book of Revelation. These are the times we are living in the book of Revelation. And it's going to further more and more and more in the times ahead that we are in. Because these are biblical prophecies in the latter days that we are in. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14 through the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, verse 14 in the book of Revelations through the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, the second woe was past, and the third woe coming quickly, right? Because the third woe coming quickly. Because these things of war is consistently being built up, because we are in the stages and the processes of it being built up, of these nations training for war and getting highly prepared for war in the times ahead that we are living in, because it's going to further more and more increase, just like the second war was passed. Now we are in the stages of World War III. It's increasingly by the days and the months and the years that we are living in, So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wakar Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.